Lunar Client 1.8 feels so smooth. I like it a lot. First time using the Lunar Client and holy crap, it's so smooth. WTF. BLC is way better than Lunar Client 1.8, lol. It's not though. Lunar Client gets way better FPS and its hit reg is better as well. Oh no. Hey guys, what's going on? Tenebris here. Welcome back to the channel. So today's topic is going to be quite controversial, but I just implore you guys to stick with me through the entire video for me to explain my position and back it up with the evidence and everything, which I have a ton of. And you guys should know at this point, I don't really make videos on things, especially saying something really certainly, unless I'm 100% sure that it's a thing, and I have like a lot of proof of this. So we're going to break down all the evidence, we're going to explain everything. But before that, I just wanted to get this out of the way. I really hope that Lunar Client fixes this, because this is a serious issue that basically gives people who are on Lunar Client, on 1.8 servers at least, an unfair advantage. Like if you use Lunar Client on 1.8 right now, or up until this video is being made, which is when they're probably going to fix it, or hopefully they'll fix it, you are literally using a cheat. So with all of that explained, let's get right into it. How is Lunar Client a cheat? So as I've mentioned many times on the channel before, Minecraft has basically packets which are sent from the client to the server. These packets are basically different actions that you do in game, like if you click your mouse or right click or whatever, then packets are sent to the server. And there's different types of packets for different actions. For example, swinging your sword sends an arm animation, and attacking the other player sends an attack packet, or a use entity with the attack variable. So we talked about how there's basically this algorithm that runs on the client side every time you basically look around with your mouse that checks to see if you're looking in an entity's hitbox, like your ray trace intersects with the enemy's hitbox, and you're within range, which allows you to get the hit, which sends a attack packet with a swing packet, and not just a swing packet by itself. Okay, got it? Alright, so if we're all on the same page now, I can start to begin to explain a huge difference between the versions of 1.7 and 1.8. So on 1.7, when you click your mouse, obviously, it just immediately sends a swing packet to the server. It basically says, okay, you're clicking your mouse one time, it's sending a swing packet to the server every time you're clicking once. However, there's a very little known and very little talked about mechanic that only exists on Minecraft versions 1.8 and above, which basically runs an additional algorithm to see if that swing packet can actually go through, in addition to the algorithm that determines if the swing packet is also an attack packet. So in essence, on Minecraft 1.8, but not 1.7, there's essentially a filter which determines whether or not you can actually swing all of the time when you click. In essence, when you click down in Minecraft 1.8, sometimes that click will not actually be sent to the server because of this filter. Now, what exactly does this filter do? Well, basically what it does is it checks to see if the swing that you just, did missed or attacked the enemy player. If the swing missed the enemy player, it does this thing called a left click counter, which basically acts as a timer and counts down every tick until it hits 0, and then you can hit again. So in essence, if you miss an attack on Minecraft 1.8, the code that's being run on the client will basically be like, okay, well, now we're going to do this left click timer, and this timer is going to exist, and we're not going to send another swing packet until, you are able to click again after this timer has run out. So what exactly does this mean for players who play on 1.8? On 1.8, there's essentially a mechanism that acts similar but not exactly to a CPS cap. I'll get to that in a bit. However, as you click faster, usually over 11 CPS, it reduces your CPS. So if you want a raw number for the cap, it's about 12. Well, at this point, you might be like, Tenebris, I click 15 to 20 CPS butterfly clicking on 1.8, and I'm completely legit. Well, that's because you're just basing it off your CPS mod, and CPS mod looks at your raw mouse input and not the actual swing packets that are being sent to the server. So the CPS mod will say you're clicking like 30 CPS if you auto-click 30 CPS on 1.8. However, only around 12 of those clicks will actually be sent to the server every second. But remember, this filter is only run after you miss an attack, meaning that if you have two players who are right next to each other that are both attacking each other, then you could basically click up to 20 CPS in 1.8, and it would actually be sent to the server. However, as soon as you start missing attacks, tons of your clicks get filtered out, and less of them get sent to the server, which can cause huge pauses in your clicking and make hit registration a lot worse. And although the filter only happens when you miss, it causes pauses which prevent some attacks from being sent. Here's the code of what this is, or what this looks like in the Minecraft source. You can see that if you miss an attack, it sets something called a left click counter to 10, meaning that theoretically you shouldn't be able to attack or send a swing packet after 10 ticks of missing the opponent, which doesn't really make any sense. People would be like, oh wow, it looks like you can only click 2 CPS on Minecraft 1.8. Like, that makes no sense. Well, what actually happens is that this left click counter gets reset under certain circumstances. For every tick after the initial click, Minecraft collects data on whether or not you have your attack button held down and sends it to send click block controller. This send click block controller method then resets the counter to 0 if your attack button isn't held down. This means if your attack button is down for a period of time after the initial click, it usually acts as a 50 and can be as high as a 500 ms cooldown before you can click again. If your Minecraft thinks that your attack button is not held down, then the CPS cap is nerfed. Let's go into Lunar Client now. So Lunar Client is the only client that I currently know of who has gone along and actually removed this left click counter. Here's the code of vanilla Minecraft, and here's the code of Lunar Client. Obviously, it's kind of obfuscated still, but here's the exact same section in Lunar Client 1.8. And shout out to Agent Manny for decompiling and dumping Lunar Online for me. And you can see that the section where there would be a left click counter, or for them to basically show that there's like a miss section or whatever of this code, is completely missing. Basically, they've removed the CPS cap. Now, what exactly does this mean? This means that if you have 2 players, one player on 1.8 and another player on Lunar 1.8, the player on Lunar 1.8 will actually be able to swing more than the player on Vanilla 1.8. And that is literally because the CPS cap has been removed. However, let's say the 2 players are both using CPS mod. The CPS mod will still say it's the same value. And if the 2 players are both fighting each other and really close to each other, then obviously they will still get the same CPS because they're both attacking constantly and never missing. But in reality, in most situations, lots of players miss their attacks all the time, meaning that this is a huge factor in Minecraft gameplay and gives a giant advantage to people using Lunar 1.8 on 1.8 only servers. However, on 1.7 only servers, I can't necessarily say this is an advantage because on 1.7, the CPS cap doesn't exist. However, on Hypixel, for example, dude, you have a giant, like, you're getting basically double the CPS that a normal player could get. Like, even though you're, like, let's say you're both, I don't know, butterfly clicking, right? And one's on 1.8 vanilla and the other person's on 1.8 lunar, right? If you're fighting that person, you're literally able to get double their CPS. Like, that is an insane advantage, an incredible advantage. And this is 100% completely and utterly unfair to any other player on 1.8 on a 1.8 only server, or if they're just fighting someone on a 1.7 server on 1.8. It is an unfair advantage. And in fact, Watchdog or other anti-cheats might actually detect this as a cheat, since it's absolutely detectable on the server side, and an anti-cheat could easily ban for this. So, what exactly is going on here? Why did Lunar Client put a cheat in their client? Well, there's a few possibilities here. Okay, so obviously, they want their client to kind of feel like it's 1.7 when it's on 1.8. That could be a reason why they would do this. They could also want people to go to their client because you get smooth hit detection or incredible smooth hit reg, which they don't really find in other clients. And I'm like, I wonder why people are tweeting like that. Well, it's because it literally gives you an unfair advantage in-game, at least on 1.8 servers. So, like, either it's intentional and they basically wanted people to be able to cheat on 1.8, which is really bad. Like, you're downloading an anti-cheat client. I think that you should probably not put cheats in the anti-cheat client, or it was not intentional and they were just trying to do some, I don't know, they were trying to fix 1.8 animations or something, and they messed it up, which is extreme negligence. So either they're intentionally putting cheats in people's, on people's Minecraft, or number 2, it's extremely negligent and they didn't realize that they were literally about to push a cheat, or that they did push a cheat to all of their users for them to cheat on Hypixel. So yeah, overall, I really hope that Lunar removes this as soon as I upload this video, because this is a giant issue, and like, I can't even understand how they wouldn't have been able to see this. They must have known about it. I mean, it's kind of obvious. But if for some reason Lunar Client doesn't actually remove this from their client, then I highly recommend Hypixel and other servers to actually start banning for it, because it gives there's a very significant and noticeable advantage that you get over the opponent. So they should actually ban for it if they don't actually remove it. And that actually sucks, but I mean, it is an unfair advantage and it should be punished for. But yeah, so I'm going to show you guys the actual CPS cap and everything in a section coming up, so you guys are going to be able to see exactly the difference between 1.8, 1.7, and Lunar 1.8, so I can actually show you with real proof that Lunar Client is an unfair advantage. Alright everyone, so we're here in-game on a server, a dev server that my friend set up, which has a scoreboard which actually shows the real CPS you're getting when you're actually sending these swing packets to the server, not your mouse input. I also have CPS mod in the top right. It's very large, so you can actually see my mouse input, and we're going to be able to see the difference between 1.7 and 1.8, and then we're going to test Lunar Client and show why and how it gives an unfair advantage. So if I'm, I don't know, just clicking normally, you can see that my CPS mod says I'm getting around 7 to 8 CPS, and the scoreboard, which is the server-side CPS, actually is the same. So it's like 7, 8. It's obviously not going to line up 100% because it uses a slightly different calculation than the CPS mod. However, it's relatively accurate. If I, jitter click, obviously it's like 12, 13, 12, 13, and the scoreboard's like 10, 13, 10, 11, 13, and the average obviously is like 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 13, 14, etc., stuff like that. So you can see that on 1.7, these two metrics line up 100%. As a further example, I now have an auto clicker which is set to 19 to 20 CPS. It won't be exactly 19 to 20, but you'll see it'll be like, I don't know, 15 CPS. So as you can see, auto clicking like 15, 16, 17 CPS, and it lines up completely with the actual CPS on the scoreboard. The CPS on the scoreboard is obviously calculated from the server side, and the CPS mod is the raw mouse input. You can see it basically lines up 100%. So everyone, I'm now on Minecraft 1.8.9, and of course all versions above 1.8.0, but 1.8.9 just to test basically. So as you can see on the top right, I again have the CPS mod and the scoreboard. If I jitter click basically, you can see that now on 1.8.9, the CPS on the scoreboard, you can see my average CPS, which is a running average, is like, I don't know, 8, 9, 8, 9, but the CPS mod is saying I'm getting like 13, 14, and this is because the filter, which exists on 1.8, which blocks some of my swings from being sent to the server. And there's going to be a huge difference, especially when I auto click. You guys are going to see it's going to be like 9 CPS on the scoreboard and like, I don't know, 15 on the CPS mod. Okay, everyone, so I got an auto clicker on now. I'm going to auto click, like, I don't know, I think this is like 15 to 17 CPS. You can see that my CPS on the scoreboard on 1.8 does not line up at all with my actual CPS on my CPS mod. As you can see, I'm getting like, I don't know, 18 CPS, but the average is literally 7. And this is because the 1.8 filter is preventing me from getting higher CPS. It's basically a CPS cap. And finally, I'm going to show how if you're on 1.8 and you're basically in the range of the opponent and you're never missing a hit, the CPS is identical. For example, if I'm just attacking Ziqr, you can see on the scoreboard, my CPS lines up with my CPS mod. However, if I'm not attacking Ziqr, you can see that it does not. However, in a normal Minecraft fight, you're going to be missing hits all the time. Like if I like go in and out of Ziqr's range here, you can see that the CPS on my CPS counter does not line up at all with my CPS on the CPS mod. Meaning that like this situation where it will line up 100% is very rare. In normal Minecraft fights, it will like almost always be different. So yeah, now we're going to get into Lunar, and we're going to have 2 different people test this and show that Lunar allows you basically to get higher CPS on Minecraft 1.8 than what is possible in vanilla. So this first clip is gathered by Ziqr, who's going to be auto-clicking on Minecraft version 1.7.10, then Minecraft version 1.8, and then Lunar 1.8, and he's going to basically show the difference with the exact same auto-clicker settings.
Yo, what's up, Tenebris? It's me. We're here on the 1.7 Minecraft Forge test. Here we are. Alright, so here we are. We're clicking. Oh my god, look at that. It's normal CPS, completely normal. No differentiating changes based on the dividend or the divisor. So here we are. Alright, we're going to hit Tenebris, see if the CPS changes. Lo and behold, the CPS did not change at all. F3. Wow, very nice. Okay. Look at that. Oh my god, look at the CPS disparity, Tenebris. Right, so you see how it fucking changes when you're continuously hitting someone? Wow, that's weird, right? And then you go here. Oh my god, what just happened? It just changed completely. I cannot simply believe this. I just don't understand. It's ridiculous, Tenebris. Yo, what's up, Tenebris? It's me, Ziqr. Alright, we're here. We're chilling on the Minecraft 1.8 Lunar Client, alright? We're here. That's proof. Alright, we're gonna hit him. Watch. Oh my god. The CPS? Oh my god, it doesn't change just like 1.7. Oh my god. Dude, this is a complete advantage. What the frick, man? Not frickin' cool at all. Not at all. As far as I'm aware, this is just not frickin' cool. Not at frickin' all. What the frick, man? Alright, guys. I'll see you mother frickers later. Bye.
So the next clip comes from Hottie, and he's actually going to be butterfly clicking around 17 CPS. The first clip is on 1.7.10 Forge, and as you can see, his CPS mod almost entirely lines up with his actual CPS on the scoreboard, which shows that there's no filter. The second clip is him on 1.8.9 Forge. You can see him butterfly click. When he butterfly clicks around 17 CPS, as you can see on the top left with the CPS mod, the right-hand side says he's getting around 7 to 6 CPS. So everyone on Hypixel basically will have this if they try to butterfly click or click fast. On Lunar Client 1.8, this CPS cap was completely removed, meaning you can get the 17 CPS in Vanilla 1.8, or on Lunar 1.8, which you're not able to get in Vanilla 1.8, which makes it an unfair advantage. And just so you guys don't think that this only happens with like 17 CPS, here's a video of someone jitter clicking like, I don't know, 13 to 12 CPS on 1.8, and then on 1.8 Lunar, and you can see that on 1.8 Lunar, the difference is basically non-existent, meaning that this applies to people jitter clicking and butterfly clicking. It doesn't really matter what type of clicking you do. As long as you're clicking more than around 10 CPS, it will have an effect. In fact, it will actually have an effect below 10 CPS if you get two clicks that are really, really close to each other. Obviously, that doesn't mean that your CPS needs to be really high for you to do that, but it will still actually prevent you sometimes from getting certain clicks below 10 CPS as well. But most of the effect is noticeable above 10 CPS. So just to add to my point and prove that this is actually an unfair advantage, this is a clip of someone butterfly clicking around 20 CPS and fighting one of my friends, and you're going to see that because he's on 1.8.9 Forge, obviously a lot of these clicks are going to be kind of removed from being sent to the server, so he's actually going to be a lot worse than on Lunar. And then right after, I'm going to show you guys Lunar. And now this is the exact same person fighting the exact same other person. You can see they're able to get a lot more hits and get a lot more CPS than was in regular 1.8. So this isn't the best example, but you can definitely still see instances where my friend misses hits because of the CPS freezing. The average CPS is obviously more consistent and higher on 1.8 Lunar Client than it is in 1.8 Vanilla. So to wrap this entire video up, just to conclude everything, with 1.8 there was an addition of a CPS cap-like mechanism. Essentially, it tries to prevent clicking in consecutive ticks, meaning decently high CPS. Although this is only when missing, you miss a lot in PvP, and this can have terribly worse hit detection and more knockback because it creates immense pauses in your click pattern. However, with Lunar 1.8, clicking over 12 CPS registers every click, and it makes butterfly clicking or jittering 15 CPS a huge advantage over normal 1.8 players. And this isn't the only instance where Lunar Client has actually been, has some sort of weird thing built into it. It used to flag a kill aura check on my main club, and that had to be fixed. So I think Lunar in overall has to be a lot more conscious about what they actually push to their client. So they don't accidentally send cheats to everyone who uses Lunar Client and stuff like that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you have anything additional to share, Comment down below, join my Discord. If you want to leave a video suggestion, join the video suggestions channel and type in that. Do not at me, but you can type in it, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Oh, and by the way, Lunar also allows you to break blocks on the ground while blocking your sword, which is completely impossible in vanilla.